Netflix has been a godsend. I mean, it always was, let's be serious. I just enjoy watching in my imagination all the other stupid streaming platforms that are heavily diluted right now, squirming in their britches because Netflix is pointing a finger at them while eating his popcorn saying, "You alright there, bro? You should pick yourself up and dust yourself off. Or you can come over to my house and have a nice, tall, expensive glass of champagne. I've spent a long time acquiring this collection." Well, this movie, this adventure that I went on today is called The Monster. It's a 2016 horror drama, and I've got to say, I don't know how this one escaped me, but I'm so glad that I stopped to watch it as I was brushing my hair, because I didn't expect it to actually be so freaking good. The synopsis for this movie, which by the way has only a $3 million budget, is as follows, and be aware there will be spoilers. I mean, I don't think I have to tell you guys that, but there will be spoilers in case this is something you actually do want to watch. I would advise you just go in and watch it without even watching the trailer or anything. I didn't watch the trailer, I just saw it on Netflix, which is one of the reasons I love Netflix so much. You could just look at it. Now they don't even have the info available. You just go into it and see if you like it, and you stick around if it's actually intriguing. And it was. So here comes the synopsis. A divorced mother and her headstrong daughter must make an emergency late-night road trip to see the girl's father. As they drive through the deserted country roads on a stormy night, they suddenly have a startling collision that leaves them shaken but not seriously hurt. Their car, however, is dead, and as they try in vain to get help, they come to realize that they're not alone. A terrifying evil is lurking in the woods, intent on never letting them leave. And we have no idea what this evil is. One thing I gotta say for this movie, holy crap, the character building. The character building is so freaking awesome. This little girl is a badass. Holy crap. Her name is Lizzie. I forgot what her mom's name is, but the mother is just very disturbed. You can tell that the mother probably had the little girl when she was really young, because the mother looks ridiculously young herself, but she's just completely like batshit up in the air, dysfunctional life, as dysfunctional as you can get. You get the idea that the daughter is the one basically taking care of the both of them. The mother is irresponsible, and the daughter loves her so much. It's so weird with these movies. Whenever the parents abuse the children, and I'm not saying that this is right, of course not. Obviously, use common sense. But it seems like the children are more respectful or love their parents more than kids who get all the love from their parents. What is it with human psychology and us wanting what we don't have? Like, it's just so strange. There's so many people in relationships like that too. Like, the more the person treats you like crap is the more you love them and appreciate them. It's the weirdest thing ever. But that just makes it so much more sad, because this little girl loves her mom so much. She takes care of her, and she just really wants her attention. And as the movie goes along, as it progresses, you see little snippets here and there of their relationship, and then it came to a head near the end. Well, they break down in the rain after they hit, of all things, a wolf in the middle of the night. It's so freaking weird, because nobody really hits a wolf crossing the street. Why would it be crossing the street? And then we find out why. It's because it was actually running for its life from something. And I can imagine what would have happened moments before. I mean, they didn't go into in the context of like what happened to the rest of the wolf pack. Rarely do wolves go off on their own unless one's just leaving a pack to go to another pack or something. But what happened to the rest of this wolf's pack? Then when they go out and inspect the wolf's body, there's a tooth that's way bigger than what a canine's tooth should look like an actual tooth that belongs to a wolf, not the canine teeth in the position of your mouth, but the classification of animal it should belong to. Thank goodness they call a tow truck, and the tow truck is able to come, but he has to fix something under the car first before he can haul them off. I, to be honest, don't really understand this part, because he's like, oh, I've got to fix something. It's not on his truck, it's on their car. And I'm pretty sure there have been cars in crashes before that are mishmashed to all hell, but you still find a way to tow them without having to fix them on the spot. So that part was pretty awkward. You could have found somewhere else to hook the car or use the back of the car or something. It just didn't make any sense. But of course, they have to put that there to further the plot. And it's not like they couldn't have written it another way so the guy could have started hooking up the car before the monster attacked, but they wanted to draw out the suspense. Aside from that not making any sense, I understand why they did it. They could have written it better, but I understand why they did it, because the suspense was done so well. The tension in this movie was done so so well. And I found out that I was like 45% through the movie before anything really happened because they were building it up so well. They did an excellent job building up the characters to make us care for the characters. Even though the mother was abusive and dysfunctional, you could tell that she was a good person deep inside. She actually loved her daughter. And you could see that as their character expands with the progression of the film, you actually don't want anything to happen to either of them. Even the freaking guy, even the one that's towing their car, was supposed to be and failing at it. I felt bad for him because he got pulled off by this monster into the woods, and then he came back because his arm was ripped off, and there was a total Jurassic Park scene there with the girl looking out of the rainy vehicle and a piece of severed limb dropping on the windshield. They totally took that from Jurassic Park. I'm not stupid. I see what they did there. Totally got inspiration from that. I also like that they kept the monster hidden for most of the movie. You could hear it, you know it's there, but you don't really see it. Then you see a silhouette, then you don't really see it until near the end. It was just done so well, and it left me asking so many questions. Did the girl actually find help? What was that monster that had the head of this deformed dog, but also resembled the dysmorphic dog form of the Thing from the movie The Thing? It's clearly mammalian in the way its teeth look when we see it all burnt up near the end of the movie. It does have fangs, it has intelligence. I think the reason why it left the guy alive is so that he could look hurt and then the others would get out of the car to help him. Notice how the monster, well, you wouldn't have noticed this if you didn't see the film and you're here, but in the movie, the monster kind of hung back in the woods while the guy was trying to get back to his truck. He opened the truck and he's just waiting. The monster's just like, yeah, so these are humans, and humans are supposed to be really nice and care for each other. They're going to come out and help the guy. They don't. Because why would you? You just see someone get dragged off into the woods, or a piece of him is severed, and now he's coming back and there's something just letting him go, and you're like, yeah, the mother wanted to help, but the daughter's like, no, you're not going anywhere. Stay right near. The daughter was smarter than the mom in this instant, and that's what made her so badass, because she was scared like hell, but she ended up defeating the monster in the end. At least we hope so. The monster was also intelligently designed. I mean, I say that like other people who develop monsters don't really do it intelligently, but seriously, this monster was done in such a way where you can't really tell what it is. It kind of could be a werewolf, but it could be something else. It's unlike anything else I've ever seen. So I like the choice that they made here for this monster, because you can't tell what it is. At first, it has really long arms like an ape and small hind legs, but it has the head of like a dog or a bear. Like, you don't have any idea what this thing is. What it is, though, is really black and slimy like the 1980s monsters. But it also has a very interesting feature. It seems to be very sensitive to light. And when the light's shone in its eyes, it almost looks blind. Like, it can't exactly see its prey, but it hunts with other means. I like how in the fandom wiki for this monster, its crimes are murder, child endangerment, and stalking. The frick, who wrote this? What I find very intriguing that they also seem to have confirmed in the fandom wiki is that this monster isn't just this normal quadrupedal creature. It actually looks like a gigantic bat. Because I saw this in the end of the movie when it was on fire, and I'm like, why does it look like it has a dress on the side of its body? Huh. Weird. Strange. You don't want to see four-legged creatures having what seems like a side skirt that you'd put on a car that you're souping up that are innately tied to the ground. Like, this creature looks like it has a membrane that's supposed to be a modified wing. Or maybe for swimming. I don't really understand. And I'm thinking, looking back at the creature now, its front legs or forearms are really, really long. It looks like an ape. Like its front limbs are way too long for the rest of its body, and it has the shorter hind legs. Then it has this membrane, and it has a canine-like face. And then I got it. I finally put it together. This creature is some kind of evolved fruit bat. Seriously, it couldn't be anything else. Bats also have very, very long arms, and they have very short legs, and they have that membrane connecting the side, their back limbs to the front limbs, connecting through the side of their bodies so they can fly and keep in flight, and that totally makes sense. This creature seems to have that, but not exactly wings. And it makes me wonder, is this a baby version of something else that's in the woods? If this thing exists, what is it? How did it get like that? And does it have a family? It can't see. Does that mean that it's not finished developing? Is it going to develop into something else? There's so many questions, and these are the kinds of movies that I like because it's just so mysterious, and it causes you to continue looking into the movie to find out more information. I don't know if this is based on a novel or anything, because half of the movies with these monsters, you find out later that there's a book about it, and you're like, wow, now I have to go read the book, even though I can't ever find it. And then when you do find it, it's like $50 a pop, and you're like, no thanks. But I definitely definitely want to look more into this creature, how it hunts, what exactly is it, how big will it get, or how big would it get if it were still alive? Is it still alive? Anyways, guys, if you're still here and you have not seen The Monster, the 2016 movie, you should definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix. What else are you gonna do? It's not like there's any movie theaters open and nobody's really working, so there's no excuse for you to catch up on old stuff. Unless, of course, it's like Dragon Ball Z or something, and it's like an endless loop of episodes that you'll never be able to finish. That is hell of intimidating to me. That's the reason I stopped, because I'm like, I can't. It's too much. And from what I remember, the last bit that I actually did see on screen when I was passing by when my cousins were watching it when I was younger, the fights would last like 5 episodes. You'll fight episodes later, and freaking Goku's still fighting in the same battle against the same person. I'm like, okay, now you're just being ridiculous. We all know this is filler. I heard about exercising suspense, but Jesus, it's freaking overkill in Dragon Ball Z. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been Altiori. You ask, we answer.